you're sort of just annoyed at the whole human race. Like, everyone is just so. You would come home. First, you would listen to People Equal Shiitake Mushrooms. And then you would listen to this one. And then maybe just repeat them over and over again until you felt better. Hello, maggots. Happy Maggot Monday to you. It's Lauren here, and it's time for Self-Titled, which I'm very nervous about because Self-Titled is just like a whole other band to me. I have my picture here, and I was looking at it already. The Undertaker's eyes. This might be the most frightening picture of The Undertaker that I have seen ever. Clown guy is always shooting himself. I don't know. Pinhead just is so full of swag in this picture. I mean, I've never seen Pinhead with so much swag before. I mean, really. And Paul is also sort of out of character from what I've seen. He just is always just standing, usually in the back. But this one, I think there might have been one other picture where Paul was sort of like, I'm gonna give it some attitude today. Joey is also kind of freaky because it's like, I'm gonna strangle you and don't scream. Phantom's just holding it down in the middle there. His hand looks incredibly small. It must just be an angle thing. I don't know. And then Corey's like, will you play Ring Around the Rosie with me? And then Pinocchio, of course, cannot look at the camera. I don't know. And Sid's just being Sid, you know. All right, I have my lyrics. Okay, I think we're ready for this. You're probably more ready for it than I am, though, because Okay, here we go. This was in that Nick video. So this is Nick over here. Good. Paul. It's a nice opening line. Yeah, of course I'm laughing because I laugh at everything. I really like the intro, how we started like one at a time and they each came in and layered on top of each other. I know they've done that before. I can't think of what song that is. Help me out in the comment section. But yeah, I know they've done that before. That's such a cool thing. I love that. So the intro, big fan. And then we have Corey with a nice welcoming greeting, welcoming us to the song. I mean, the lyrics in here, very fitting for them, especially at this time. I just feel like most of the songs around this era was just like a lot of hate, F everyone, F everything. Which, you know, I'm fine with songs like that. I think they're very necessary. I'm not scared now. A lot of these early ones are just sort of, they're just so unpredictable. Like, I never know what they're going to say. I never know what's going to come out of Corey's mouth or how it's going to come out of Corey's mouth. So I'm always just a little on edge with the self-titled songs. But I'm alright. I'm doing okay. I'm going to go back just a little bit. Pig. The early Pig.
Taking shine over and over and under my skin. All this momentum is doing me out. Fuck it all, fuck this world, fuck everything that you stand for. Don't belong, don't accept, don't give a shit.
Okay. We just had a lot of awesomeness in a really short amount of time. I'm glad I didn't pause in the middle, although I sort of did. But I was getting ready to say that this Sid stuff, I mean, it almost sounds like if you took a flute and sort of mixed it like a flute sound, and maybe it is. So it almost sounds like you're taking a flute sound and doing the sort of spin, scratch, whatever they call it, with a flute sound. We had a drive-by drumming happen, which is what I usually say in a Tool song, but it's happening in here, drive-by drumming. The drive-by drumming is just like when it goes across, it's like drive-by drumming. That's what that means. One of my silly little terms that I've created for no reason whatsoever. And then there was something, oh, I think they did the time change, like when they put it to halftime or slowed it down in some way. They switched something up at there, which is always a cool sound. So I'm gonna have to go back. That was like a lot. It's like we're gonna put a lot of cool elements together in like 5-second span so that your head just wants to spin around because you can't even handle it. That's for how I'm feeling. Did someone say that this is the anthem, the maggot anthem? I could see that. I didn't at first, but now I'm like, yeah, okay. That makes sense. Okay, I'm gonna go back. Let's see if we can catch all the little things. Oh, the bass. I forgot the bass. And the timing. Okay, hang on, Corey. Just put a little pause in your hatred, please. There's some really cool lines in here in that last part. I love the sneak attack thing. And then I'm the very disease you pretend to be. That's a cool one. I'm not sure about the first part. The dripping hole. Okay. I am the push that makes you move. I like that. I don't think, I mean, if you take that out of context, that would almost make like a good motivational poster. Like, because out of context, it just sort of sounds like, you know, I'm going to be the motivation that you need to start whatever it is that you've been putting off or unsure about. Like, I'm going to be the thing that that tells you it's okay, it's time to start. I don't think that's what Corey means. I don't think. He could, I mean, maybe, but I'm not getting that kind of vibe. This doesn't really sound like a motivational song. So I think I'm just sort of giving it a new meaning, a little more positive spin on it. But yeah, there's some cool lyrics in here. I mean, it definitely it gives me some vibes from like Scissors and Prosthetics. And then there was a part earlier, the way the vocals were sung, I think it was some, like, reminded me of Purity. So I mean, it definitely fits with this era. It's like a very cohesive sound, this album. I mean, I'm thinking, I don't want to give myself a lot of credit here, but I'm thinking if you had played this and had me guess what album this is on, I probably would have said this self-titled album. All right, I'm going to go back a little bit. I've been talking too long.
push that makes you move. I am the push that makes you move. I am the push that makes you move. I am the push that makes you move. Fuck it all, fuck this world, fuck everything that you stand for. Don't belong, don't accept, don't give a shit, don't ever judge me. Fuck it all, fuck this world, fuck everything that you stand for.
Pinhead. It sounded like a voice, like saying no or something. So the ending I really liked. There was a lot of cool sounds going on. I love how the early songs have a lot of Sid on them. I really liked that we heard the bass. It's really hard to pick out the bass in a Slipknot song because it's usually just sort of, like you know that it's in there, but you can't hear it. You can't really pick it out too well, at least I can't. But in this part, in that really cool section, the bass had a little moment. I'm not scared anymore. I mean, it's pretty much what I expected it to be as far as lyrically. I was mostly afraid of it lyrically. Okay, I'm going to listen to this again. Hey guys, I'm back. Okay, so I have a perfect scenario here. You had a terrible day at work. You're sort of just annoyed at the whole human race. Like everyone is just so... You would come home. First you would listen to People Equal Shiitake Mushrooms. And then you would listen to this one. And then maybe just repeat them over and over again until you felt better. I mean, what an excellent way to just get out those negative feelings. Songs like this are so important and so valuable, especially for younger people. Not that older people can't be angry, but I think when you're younger and you're just full of all that angst and everything is just, like the whole world, you just can't stand anything. Having a song like this is just so perfect because it just puts a voice to those feelings. It packages it into this really cool 3.5 minute thing where you can just, like, that's it. You guys get it. I know you know what I mean, but a song like this is just so perfect for that. It's such a release song, and I love it for that. I love it so much for that reason. But also, I think musically this has a lot of cool things. A lot of Sid, which I mentioned, but also the layering that they did at the beginning, just the different rhythms, the little bass moment. It was like 2 or 3 seconds, but loved that. Just some musical things that I don't hear in their later stuff. So yeah, I don't know if this is top 15, but definitely if I'm feeling angry, I'm going to be listening to this. And dear God, I wish I had this a couple years ago when I was always angry. Like Slipknot in general would have just been so therapeutic, and I'm so mad, disappointed that I did not get into Slipknot back then. Like, you have no idea how much I could have used Slipknot a few years ago. I'm glad I have them now. All of that said, I did enjoy this one. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today and listening to some Slipknot on this Maggot Monday. I'll see you for the next one.